Dear friends and colleagues, we are living in a time of a global coronavirus pandemic that is a huge challenge for all of us, but in particular for the Global Campus of Human Rights, a network of about 100 universities worldwide. Already in February, we had to close down our monastery, the headquarters of the Global Campus in Venice. But in the meantime, most of the other universities had to follow these restrictions. As a pioneer of electronic and distance learning, the Global Campus quickly adapted to the new situation, and I can ensure all our students in the 7 master programs that you will actually earn all your credits, do your classes, you will get a distance supervision for your master thesis, and you will graduate as usual. I also appeal to future students to apply for any of our 7 master programs because in times of this kind of global crisis, upholding democracy and human rights are more important than ever. And I can assure you that all those 7 master programs will go ahead, perhaps with a slight modification of their curricula. All our other activities, common activities like the Venice School on Human Rights Defenders, the Global Classroom on Children Deprived of Liberty to be held in April in Rabat, or the Nelson Mandela Moot Court that is usually held in July in Geneva, had to be postponed due to global travel bans. But thanks to our excellent cooperation with our partners, above all the European Union and the Right Livelihood Foundation, we will manage to actually hold this and organize these special events during the second half of this year. I also wish to stress that the corona pandemic has major implications for human rights and democracy all around the world. Some of the most important human rights and fundamental freedoms, including the right to personal liberty, freedom of movement, freedom of assembly, privacy, or the right to education, have been severely restricted by governmental measures. And as the biggest network of universities active in the field of human rights, I appeal to all my colleagues, to all our students, to monitor whether all these restrictions are really necessary, are proportionate in order to protect public health. And we should be very vigilant to monitor those governments that might misuse the current pandemic in order for a longer period of time to undermine human rights and democracy. We should also have an eye on the most discriminated and marginalized groups in our societies, whether these are persons with disabilities, the homeless, the children, elderly, and the sick, or persons who are deprived of liberty in overcrowded prisons, in overcrowded migration detention centers or drug rehabilitation facilities. And of course, migrants and refugees are particularly vulnerable in these times of global crisis. If we are thinking about the implications of this pandemic for human rights, we should not only think about restrictions by governments. Governments also have a positive obligation to ensure very important rights, such as the right to health and the right to life, but also the right to housing, to food, or education. And if governments manifestly fail, for whatever reasons, to fulfill these human rights by means of positive measures, then they might also be held accountable for human rights violations. And again, our universities should monitor whether or not governments take the right and sufficient measures. Finally, we as individuals also have responsibilities to ensure that we are not infecting others by staying at home, by reducing face-to-face contacts as much as possible, by communicating via electronic means, by practicing social distancing, by wearing masks, etc. So we can also contribute to the fact that this pandemic will not spread as quickly as it is currently. Finally, in these times of global crisis, I wish to express my deep admiration, deep gratitude, appreciation to all our colleagues around the world, to our students, but also to our partners in the European Union and the Right Livelihood Foundation, for all your understanding, for your willingness to practice social distancing, to work from home, for your readiness to apply new forms of electronic teaching and learning. Together, we will manage this global challenge and prepare for the time after the corona pandemic. I very much look forward to see all of you soon again in real life. Many thanks and all best wishes to all of you. Bye-bye.